Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. Happy Sunday everybody, it is October 15th. What a hell of a trading week last week, huh? Are you guys having fun trading these price action? It was some good price action we had last week. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to digest last week's price action. We're going to talk about the plan for this upcoming week. We got to prepare. But before I do that, I want to briefly, or I'll try to be brief, and talk about dark pool orders. What is it? What is dark pool orders? Okay, now, guys, I always show you guys the dark pool orders for free. And you guys can see 433.68, 2.6 billion in premium there. 431.5, 1.6 billion in premium there. What does this mean, Uncle Charles? Well, as you guys know, these dark pool orders are where the big money goes to. It could be private institution, could be the whales, could even be Elon Musk, They come to the dark pool so that they can secretly or anonymously sell their shares of whatever they want to do, okay? If Elon Musk wanted to sell his shares of Tesla, he can't really do that without causing some type of mayhem, right? Imagine Elon Musk had like 2 billion worth of shares of Tesla to sell. He can't, where's Tesla at? Tesla is selling at, that was a beautiful move last week. Tesla's around 251-ish, right? Elon Musk can't just sell his stock, his shares at 251. He has too many, right? And even if he did try to sell all his shares, publicly, it would cause a massive, massive unhealthy drop. Okay? And if people hear about Elon Musk selling his shares, they'll probably follow him. It will cause mayhem, especially for the bulls. In this example I'm talking about, okay? So in order to avoid mayhem, they can go in a dark pool order and sell anonymously. All right? That's what they do. They sell anonymously, and hopefully somebody else will buy anonymously. So if you're wondering, are they selling? Are they buying? Well, think of the concept of supply and demand, right? If there's more buyers, the price go up. If there's more sellers, the price go down. But in dark pool order, it don't really matter who's the buyer or the seller, because in order for there to be a seller, there has to be a buyer. So if Elon Musk, for example, is selling 2 billion worth of shares, somebody is buying his 2 billion worth of shares. And can the market react to that? Well, afterwards, possibly. Because remember, dark pool is anonymous. So whoever's using the dark pool, they want to be anonymous. They don't want the public to know. And then, like, for example, if Elon Musk uses the dark pool, then after he's done with his sellings in the dark pool, then he can come back and say, hey, I sold shares of Tesla. Then he can announce it to the public, okay? Or the person who bought it from Elon, they can announce, hey, I bought shares of Tesla. And the market can possibly react to that. But the point is, whoever is using dark pool are anonymous. Does that make sense? So how do we trade it? What's the point in knowing where the dark pool levels are? It's like support. I look at it like support and resistant levels. I don't know what the intentions are for these big orders. It's 2.6 billion in premium. Somebody sold shares of SPY. Somebody bought shares of SPY. So the way I look at it, instead of wondering who bought it and who sell it, because it doesn't freaking matter who bought and sell it, and we're not going to know because that's the point of dark pool. The way I look at it is just looking at the levels, like their support and resistant level. We know there is activity from big money at the 433.68 level. We know there is activity from the big money at the 431.5 level. So I just simplify it and use it as support and resistant levels. Okay? So I hope that helps you guys out on how to trade using dark pool orders, okay? Because if you're wondering, can we know who's buying and selling? No, that's the point of dark pool. It's to take it out of the public eye so they can secretly do their little trades under the radar, if you will. That's why it's called dark pool, okay? So it's supposed to remain anonymous. So the seller is anonymous, the buyer is anonymous. But what we do know is that it's big money institutions that use dark pool. So when you look at the levels, you know big money is messing around with each other around that level. Will the market go up or go down? We use that level as a pivot level. Obviously, above 433.68, I would be bullish on the SPY. Below it would be bearish. And if we use the other dark pool level at 1.6 billion, we know 431.5 based on the DP level, it is bearish below. Does that make sense? So if whoever is selling at these levels and the price is dropping, they might be happy, but somebody's buying from them, they might not be happy. So it doesn't really matter who's buying or selling. The price action is the shepherd, even when we are using the dog pool. That is my interpretations of it, okay? That's how I trade dog pool. Other people might have different approach. Definitely check out how their approach is on how to trade dog pool orders, but you know, and figure out what you like best and what works. This is what I find to work. This is my approach, okay? Now, let's move on to Friday, okay? Educational purposes is the reason I share or talk about these things, because some people, they don't know how to use the levels that I give them. So I want you guys to know how to use the levels so that you guys can be independent traders. Whether you come up with your own levels or you use my levels that I give to you guys for free on my channel so you can trade on your own time, okay? Definitely consider joining my Discord if you want more guidance and more, you know, just more info, more support, and all that can help you guys get that money. Anyways, so what I do in my Discord is I confirm breakouts and breakdowns, okay? Because sometimes people might not have the time to look at the chart. They need someone to be an extra eye for them. Or sometimes they might look at the chart and they're not sure if it's a breakout or a breakdown, or they're not sure if they should cut loss or not. That's what Uncle Charter's Discord is for. But anyways, you guys can see here where I use this red line to point at. We broke down my 434.5 level. Yes, we need to talk about this. Yes, you see these wicks. There was some push above my 434.5 level. But look at the body of these 15-minute candles. Did any of it close back above my level? No, it did not. So if it did not, that means our trade setup did not get invalidated, okay? As long as our trade setup does not get invalidated, we continue to hold. Now, I do have a $1 tolerance. So if my entry was the breakdown of 434.5, I would set my stop loss around 435.5. I have a $1 tolerance. Usually using this trading style, my $1 tolerance doesn't usually get hit. Has there been time when it does? Maybe like 1 to 2 times out of every 10 trades. But most of the time, it'll do something like this where it'll just wash above my level 40, 50 cents to scare the weak hand. But ultimately, it doesn't invalidate my trade setup. And look at that. As long as you follow, keep your faith in the price action and not let the freaking market makers try to fake you out, it work out beautiful. Okay? The trade doesn't get invalidated unless it closes back above on the 15 to 30 minute chart. In this case, the trade never got invalidated. And it was a beautiful move, level to level, down to 433, broke down 433. If you played that setup, because maybe you missed this setup, you miss one setup, you catch the next setup. They're like buses. And then boom, another nice move down to the 431-ish level. See, level to level. This is why we play level to level. And then it bounced back up. Level to level to the upside. And then it bounced back down. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay? So Friday, the best trade setup. Breakdown of 434.5, breakdown of 431. You know, we were breaking down support level. The price action was bearish. So we just, if you're following the price action, puts would have been the way to go, okay? But yeah, that was Friday. Now, here's a daily chart. Getting that selling pressure. Okay, getting that selling pressure. I do want to remind us, it's still tracking with seasonality. For all the people that use the seasonality to help them manage their risks and stuff, the yellow arrows point to where we are. You guys can see here towards the mid-October, we were supposed to get a down move. On average, the down move was supposed to be a pretty massive one that took out the lows of our early October. But remember, guys, seasonality is just the average of the last 20 years from 2002 to 2022. Okay, we don't have 2023 included in this data because 2023 is not over yet. Okay, but when we go to 2024, then the new 20-year seasonality will include 2023 down to 2003. Does that make sense? So as of right now, it's looking like a below average sell-off or whatever you want to call it. Okay, a below average is on average is a bigger sell-off headed into mid-October. You guys see here we did get some selling from 437.3 high, going down as low as 431ish, 429ish actually. Okay, that's not bad, but it's according to 20-year seasonality, it's a below average sell off. It can definitely continue and sell off a little into mid October, but keep in mind, on average, a bottom is usually found in mid October. Okay, so be very careful. We do have a lot of earnings coming up. Checking earningwhispers.com. We do got a lot of earnings come up. You guys know how earnings is. Anything could happen, and those who act like they could see the future, they're gonna get humbled. Just look what happened to NVDA months and months ago. A lot of people didn't think NVDA would gap up like it did from earnings. And even when it gapped up, a lot of people try to sell, and look what happened. They got humbled. Okay, stay humbled so you don't got to get humbled by the market. All right, so overall plan for next week, for this week actually, okay? 433, once again, is my level. All right, when we cleared 433, the fib level, gave us a nice level, move to the next one, the 78.6 fib level. But look at that, we lost it. That is a false breakout setup. So stay bearish as long as below 433. As long as below 433, the false breakout, the bearish setup of the false breakout stays intact. As long as that setup stays intact, it's bearish. The price action is bearish. Support is at 431 and 429.6. 429.6 is my fib level, my macro level, fib level from all-time high down to October 2022 low. So obviously 429.6 would be a very critical level, as well as 428, which is my 1-year trend line from last year's low. Okay, 1-year trend line from last year's low. It's been a battle. We recaptured this level. Bulls, SPY might be looking to backtest that to confirm the recapture. So if we do get a backtest of 428, I don't like to enter direct. Okay, I don't like to enter direct towards support. It's just not my style. What I do like to see is 428 bounce, and then maybe 429.6 and 431 recapture for the false breakdown setup. And then, yeah, I would look to long, okay? But definitely, the point is definitely watch that 428 level. That'll be a very critical level. Possible bulls are waiting there, okay? Now, if 428 is lost, in my opinion, bears take control. We once again lost the 1-year trend line, and is less likely to recapture. And we're likely going to drop down to 426.5, 425, 423.5, 422-ish. And remember that strong buying zone around 420. Okay, if we get that, lower high, lower low situation, we could possibly break 420 on the next test, okay? So bear case scenario, stay bearish below 433, 429.6 and 428 are the critical levels to watch. If those levels are lost, very bearish, bears take control. Bulls would need to step up there, in my opinion. Do not trust any bounces unless it's strong enough to clear a resistance or recapture a lost level. If it's strong enough to give us a false breakdown, I would play that setup level to level, leave a runner, and see if my runner will give me the home run, okay? Risk management, all right? No greed. If I'm going to swing, I'm going to swing the runner. Please, if you're going to swing, do not use short-term expiration date, preferably 2 to 3 weeks out, okay? That's my recommendation. I also want you guys to know, when I trade level to level style, even on the 15-minute chart, I never trade 0 DTEs, okay? I know a lot of you guys are trading 0 DTEs, and if you're making money, great. Keep up the good work. But my recommendation is stop trading 0 DTEs. It's just too risky. It doesn't align with sheep style trading. Okay, there's a reason why we do level to level style here on sheep style trading. It's because we put risk management before profits. Okay, risk management before profits. Okay, so please definitely consider that. Don't trade 0 DTEs. It's too risky. I recommend, if you're gonna do a really small one, a short-term one, I'd rather you do like 2 days out, okay? Usually I do 3 to 5 days out for day trades. But if you're gonna do something shorter term, I prefer you do like 2 days out. Remember, the more in the money and at the money your contracts are as well, the more higher the delta. So 0 DTEs and then really out the money. I've seen a lot of retail traders do that. I recommend don't doing that. If you do that, that does not align with sheep style trading principles. And if you're trying to be a sheep, then take what I'm saying serious and just cut that out and do the other way. Okay, we're in the money at the money contract. The delta is pretty high. That's why level to level trading is great with high delta contracts. They can be risky because if you're wrong, it's gonna hurt, right? But you know, you gotta have good risk management. And I'd rather we deal with high delta contracts than deal with high, what's that other one? With the time messes up your contract. I forgot the name. Goodness gracious, my brain fart. Yeah, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. When the time messes up, it lowers the value of your contract. Can you guys comment below what it is called? Goodness gracious, I know what it is. It's just early in the morning, and I kind of forgot what it is. Time decay. Oh my goodness. Whoo! You guys don't have to comment now. Time decay. I'd rather deal with a contract that has high delta than have crazy time decay. If you get what I'm saying, okay, guys. So yeah, above 433 is bullish. That'll put 435, 436.5, 437.5. We still got that gap fill at 438.6. Those will be in play. Above that, I got 440 and 442. All right, so above 43, I would be bullish. Below 433, stay bearish. That is simplified, guys. That's my trade ideas for you guys. That is recommendation. You don't have to follow me, but remember, I'm just following the price action. And as far as QQQ goes, you guys can see beautiful. You know, we broke down, you know, this orange trend line. False breakout, as you guys can see. Follow through on Friday. Broke down my fib level. My 50% fib level. Hit the next fib level. You guys see, fib levels work. But yeah, 364.7 is support. If that fails, we're likely dropping down. I got next target at 362.8 and 360.3. All right, 360.3 is the next fib level. So if we get the breakdown of this fib level, it's likely we'll hit the next one. But below 360.3 would be very bearish. You can see we had this big green candle from the previous Friday, which triggered a big buy, buying pressure. So if we lose 360.3, definitely another false breakout setup on this level. Bearish, putting 357-ish down to 354.7 in play. Okay, that's a bear case scenario. Bull case scenario, gotta stay above 364.7. Okay, fib got some resistant level at 367 and 368. You know, they clustered resistant level. That's what happens sometimes. But overall, above 368 to me would be bullish and put a back test of this orange trend line, which is now at 371.5. It would be back in play. And obviously above 371.5 would be a recapture, putting the blue trend line in play. We had 1-2 tests of that blue trend line. Didn't quite get the third. A third would be around 374.2-ish. And then obviously above 374.2, bulls would be in control. We got a breakout and likely the correction is over. Okay, but can't get bullish unless it's above 368. Below 364.7, bearish, sell-off continues. I got Dow Jones here, but I don't cover Dow Jones anymore. Unless you're in my Discord, of course. But I got you with IWM, and we broke down a critical level, 171.3 in my opinion, okay? So there is support now at 169.5. A minor one at 168.8 and a critical one at 167.4. Okay, those levels are in play as long as below 171.3. So if you look at the chart and it's below 171.3, my lower targets are still in play. Now, if the price action recaptures 171.3, I would look to long with 172.2, 173.5, and 175 all back in play. Above 175, I would be bull biased with 176.5, 177.7, and 179 back in play. Okay, keep it simple. Below 171.3, we stay bearish. Above it, and get back to being bullish. Tesla, big sell-off, beautiful sell-off. Congrats to whoever shorted this. We had support right here, 258 and 256.5. You guys can see, broke down my support. Short the breakdowns of support. If you get a false breakout like this, look, we got a false breakout right here. Example, when this is last Tuesday, October 10th. That was a fib level. We cleared 263. Broke back down 263 the following day. Showed follow through on Thursday. More follow through on Friday. False breakouts, man. Watch out for those. You don't have to call a top. If you want to call a top and be like Ron Walker, then good luck with that. But if you want to, take safer trades, play smarter, and trade with the traps, watch out for false breakouts, okay? You don't need to call a top when you know the false breakout. It'll increase your probability, increase your probability being correct when the price action backs you up. Overall, it did break down my critical fib level at 253. That level must recapture to go long, all right? 253 must recapture to put 255, 256.5, and 258 back in play, okay? As long as below 253, stay bearish. Sell-off can continue, all right? Next support's at 251, 249, and 247. Below 247 would be very bearish. Putting 244.5, 242, and 240.7 in play, guys. Stay bearish below 253. If it recaptures, we could get some type of bounce. Apple, nice red candle, broke back below my 179.3 level. That's a false breakout. So follow through. Follow through would be to break down 178 and 176 to put 174.8, 172.6, 170, and 167.6 in play, okay? Must stay below 179.3 and break down next support to show bearish follow through, which is at 178. If it recaptures 179.3, don't argue with the price action. Above 179.3 would put 180.7 and another test of the blue trend line at 181.8. We can round it up to 182. I'll trust it more if it breaks 182. That will be breakout mode. Put in 183 gap fill, 186.5, and 189-ish back in play. There's also a gap fill around 191-ish. Whoo, lots of gaps. All right, remember, below 179.3, stay bearish. Above 179.3, bulls may have a chance of more upside. NVDA, this is the greatest stock ever. I haven't loved trading a stock this much since Tesla back in 2020. Look at that. Cleared my 468 level on Thursday, and then boom, Friday, false breakout setup. Beautiful. No need to see the future. Just trade the price action. Follow it unbiasedly. Up or down, there's money to be made. And you guys can see here, once we broke down the 468 level, and yes, it was alerted in the Discord. It hit the next support, broke it down, 463.5. The 460 level, including broke down the 457.5 level. Where did we close? We closed at 454.6. So there is resistance at 455.5 and 457.5, and of course 460. I can't get bullish in favor of bottom is in unless above 460. To put 463.5, 465, and 468 back in play. Above 468, I would be bullish. Yes, we did have a false breakout, so if it recaptured, it cancels that false breakout, which is usually very bullish, excuse me. Overall, as long as it's below 457.5 and 460 highest, I would stay bearish on NVDA. Next support is at 452.5, 450, 448.8, and there's orange trend line at 444.5. Okay, if those levels fail, look to short. Below 444.5, bears are in control. I would favor a test of 437, but 440 would be en route first. Okay? Google, we had a nice breakdown of Google. You guys can see here, we cleared that 138 level on Wednesday. Thursday, we broke it back down. Got a close back below. That was a bearish warning. False breakout setup, develop it, and then boom! Look at that. Follow through. Broke down that fib level around 140.3 and hit the next fib level around 138. Now, for more bearish follow through next week, 138 must fail to trigger shorts and put 136.4, 134.8, and 132.8 in play, okay? I can only be bullish if 138 continues to hold that support and it recaptures 140.38, okay? If 138 holds that support, it needs to recapture 140.38. If that clears, I would look to long with 142, 143.3, and possibly up to 145 back in play, okay? AMD, what a sell-off. Broke down that 107.4 level and smashed the 10, what is that? The next support around 105-ish. We're a little lower than 105-ish. But if we break down 105 on Monday, guys, sell-off continues. 103, and 101 are in play. Okay, can't get bullish unless 107.5 recaptures to put 109, 111.2-ish, 112.2-ish, 114 and 116-ish back in play. Okay, bottom line is I wouldn't look for long unless 107.5 recaptures. If 105 breaks down, sell off continues. All right, now we covered the dark pool already, but let's take a look at the option flow. Filter for 500k premiums or above. We're just trying to see what big money is doing. And overall, they're bearish. Triple Q, overall bearish. IWM, bearish. Tesla is bearish. Apple, that's bearish. Bearish across the board so far. Oh, NVDA just killed the streak. It's a little bullish, 52%. Google, nothing for Google. One for Google with the L is bearish, and AMD is bullish. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found value in this content. If you're still watching, I met a bunch of horror celebrities this past weekend. Went to some expos and stuff. It was pretty cool, and I met some famous people. If you guys want to see these pictures, hit the like button. If I get 500 likes on this video, I will share those pictures, and then you will also see Uncle Charles's face reveal. If I don't get 500 likes on this video, then it's all good. All right, thank you guys. Good luck this week. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.